Stand by to first class. Lexie Brown and the WNBA's roster reckoning. Lexie Brown's voice is clear and powerful, in a league where every roster place is valuable and every contract is a lifeline. She has a guaranteed contract for the first time this season, which gives her a unique sense of stability in a sport known for its unpredictability. However, she clarifies that security is the exception rather than the rule. Brown claimed on the Full Circle podcast that it's like being on standby for a trip. Then all of a sudden, they have a first-class seat reserved for you. Else you don't board the aircraft at all. The emotional roller coaster that many WNBA players experience is perfectly captured by that description. In addition to being personal, Brown's statement is a critique of a system that is overflowing. The league's current roster structure is beginning to highlight its weaknesses, as teams like Indiana and Dallas field up to 30 players during the season as a result of hardship waivers and emergency acquisitions.
So like the Fever clinching a playoff spot last night, having three or four players that have a real rotational minutes on that team that were not on the team like 2-3 weeks ago. Like, it's insane. And that's like, I have something to say about that as well, as far as roster makeups right now, because it's a little ridiculous about the transactions and things that have been happening in this league that I've like...
Get into it.
So I was looking at all the playoff team rosters, and I wrote down everybody's name. I won't go through every name, but there's like close to 20-ish players that are on teams now in the playoffs that were not on the team before the season started. So, and only like 2 or 3 of them were like on a team before and then got traded. The rest of them were like not even on a roster, period.
So not in the WNBA.
Yes. And now they're finishing the season on a playoff team. So for someone like me, who was uprooted from a very good situation in LA, in my opinion, personally. I don't know what like I told y'all, I still don't know why I was traded. I don't know why I was brought to Seattle. I don't know why LA traded me for second round pick. Like, I don't know why that happened. But the fact that I have been dealing with the situation I've been dealing with, it's been fine. I'm blessed. I'm grateful I have a job. I'm about to hopefully be in the playoffs. Like, it's all great still. What am I going to training camp for? What am I busting my ass in training camp for when I could just chill at home until August and then go play for a team that needs a player later in the year? And there's like no expectation. The team might be like in desperation mode a little bit, like, well, they need a body, they need a player. And because these players are coming in on their hardship deal and they're playing, like, it has been mind-boggling to me, because I'm like, these are hardship players who are super talented and obviously belong in the league because they're in the game, making an impact and doing well. But why not I don't go to training camp and I chill until All-Star break, and then once July passes, I'll be like, okay, I'm ready to come play in WNBA now. Y'all got some spots?
Here's the question, because the difference is the lack of security.
Yeah.
Like, the difference is you're waiting.
Yeah.
So would you be more
like
comfortable in a situation where you're waiting than being... Yeah, I guess you're kind of on standby either way, but at least you like are secure on a team, you know?
Anybody who doesn't know, like, this is my first season I've had a guaranteed contract. So the fact that the season is going the way it's going, like, thankfully for me, like, despite what the decisions that are being made above me, like, I am secure, and that actually has been really great and has allowed me to kind of like not be so super stressed out about this season, because I have this season and next season like locked down. So how this season is not going to affect my employment next year, which is a blessing in itself. But it's like, yeah, essentially you're staying on standby, like for a flight, but you mess around and you get on that flight and like, oh wait, we actually have a first class seat ready for you if you want it as well.
Right.
But then it's also like, damn, I didn't even get on the flight at all. So yeah, like, you're absolutely right when you say like that job security, but...
The opportunity revolving door. Brown notes that 4 or 5 players who weren't even on the roster on opening day contributed for Indiana. Not only is that out of the ordinary, it's unprecedented. It's difficult to ignore the frantic pace that has been produced by the ongoing turbulence of signings, waivers, and hardship contracts. She jokingly said, Dallas has been unlocking hardships I didn't even know existed. This is about lives, not just numbers. Players are being summoned from their homes, placed in crucial matches, and then let go a few days later. There isn't a buffer zone or developmental league. The water is chilly, and it's sink or swim.
I didn't look into other seasons like prior to this one about how often that happens. Like, for example, Indiana has has like 5 players that are playing that were not on the opening day roster. And I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy. And then I was looking at Indiana and Golden State's like their roster on the stats on ESPN. It's like 30 names. Dallas got like 30 names. Like, it's insane. So I know everybody is always so like locked in on
Human capital versus salary caps. Brown contends that roster restrictions are the true issue, even if salary cap discussions predominate during CBA negotiations. Progress on travel enhancements, charter flights, and increased player amenities is being halted by the league's budgetary limitations. However, the inflexibility of the roster is causing a bottleneck that impacts player health, team dynamics, and general competitiveness.
like the salaries, the salary caps, the salary things. The way we need an extended roster, I don't know if Kathy is going to budge on that, but I've never seen anything like this season. And I could be wrong because maybe I wasn't paying attention enough in previous seasons, but we need more roster spots because people just coming in and out and hardship and extreme emergency, super duper hardship. Like, Dallas has been unlocking hardships that I didn't even know existed. And then I'm like, where are y'all getting this money from? Like, it's so crazy to me. And then
The salary issue prevents us from even proceeding with our CBA discussion, Brown stated. But the next obvious problem, in my opinion, is the roster spot.
yeah, so we're talking about salary and we can't get off that. We can't even move forward in our CBA talks because of the salary thing. But it's like the roster spot to me is like the next glaring issue.
Trauma, travel, and reform needs. Brown discusses travel, which is another issue for WNBA players, in addition to the roster turmoil. Although the demand for charter flights has increased, it is still only a pipe dream unless there are changes made to the budget. Brown believes that the league is expanding more quickly than its infrastructure can handle, due to erratic rosters and taxing travel patterns.
Because, we got the travel. I don't that's going to have to be renegotiated as well, though, with the charter flights. But I feel like for me personally, like this roster situation is bad and it looks bad and it looks crazy. And I just can't believe that many players are on end of the season teams and they were not even on other teams. They were at home. Like, that's crazy.
That's also proof of how much talent is out there that isn't in the WNBA, because for them to not be on teams at all and then to just fit seamlessly into a system they weren't in, not have been at training camp, like you said, not be, obviously everyone's working and staying ready all the time, but not be working the way y'all are working with that team 24/7 in training camp. And then to just plop into that system and be...
And who?
What happens next? Players like Brown are calling for more than minor changes since the current CBA is about to expire after the 2025 season. They want a league that honors the athlete's skill, commitment, and fortitude. This entails contracts that are guaranteed, roster expansions, improved travel, and a system that places equal weight on stability and star power. The story of Lexie Brown is a call to action as much as a personal victory. The WNBA is changing, and it needs to hear from people who endure the grind on a daily basis if it hopes to stay up with its own potential.